My beloved child, quiet your heart and come close before you sleep. Take a slow breath, let your shoulders lower, unclench your jaw. Let your hands rest open for a moment, as if they no longer have to hold the whole world together tonight. Let the room become quiet around you, not because every problem has disappeared, not because every question has been answered, but because I have drawn you into this moment with purpose. This bedtime hour is not accidental. This stillness is not empty. I am meeting you here, in the place where the day can no longer distract you from what your heart has been carrying. I know what you carried behind your normal answers. I know the pain you tucked beneath quiet smiles, responsibilities, messages, work, family needs, and the pressure to appear fine. I saw you respond when you were tired. I saw you keep moving when something inside you wanted to sit down and weep. I saw the moments when you said, "I'm okay," but your soul whispered, "I am not." My beloved child, I was not distant from those moments. I was not fooled by the smile, and I was not disappointed by the ache beneath it. I saw all of you, and I stayed near. This message is not here to accuse you. It is not here to expose you harshly. It is not here to shame you for being human, for being weary, for needing comfort, for feeling what you did not have strength to explain. I do not come to you with rough hands. I come to help you release what your soul was too tired to carry alone. You have held pain in hidden rooms long enough. You have tried to make it small enough to ignore. You have tried to be strong enough to outlast it. But tonight, I am not asking you to pretend. I am asking you to bring it to me. Before sleep, do not take hidden pain into tomorrow. Do not let sorrow lie down beside you as if it belongs in your bed. Do not carry into the morning what I am inviting you to place in my hands tonight. Bring it to me, one breath at a time. Bring it one tear at a time. Bring it one honest sentence at a time. You do not have to speak perfectly. You do not have to understand every layer. Just come near and say, "Father, this hurt me. Father, I have been hiding this. Father, I cannot carry this alone." If this message is meeting you in a tired and hidden place, pause and share it with someone who has been carrying pain quietly. Subscribe if you want these night prayers to keep walking with you, and write in the comments, "Father, tonight I release what I hid all day." Let that sentence become the first small opening of your heart. Let this night become a doorway, not into fear, but into rest. For this is not a place for pretending. This is the place where I draw you close, where the lights grow soft, where your guarded heart can finally breathe, and where the pain you hid all day can begin to leave your hands and enter mine. My beloved child, I saw the smile you wore while your heart was breaking. I saw the way you lifted the corners of your mouth so no one would ask too much. I saw the polite answer you gave when the truth inside you was heavier than words. I saw the controlled voice, the careful pause, the small laugh you used to move the conversation away from the place that still hurt. Others saw composure, but I saw the trembling beneath it. Others heard, "I'm fine," but I heard what your heart did not know how to say. I saw the unread message that stayed on your screen because you did not have strength to answer. I saw the moment in the car when you sat a little longer before going inside, because the quiet space between one responsibility and the next felt like the only place you could breathe. I saw the bathroom tears you wiped away quickly. I saw the way you looked in the mirror and tried to gather yourself before returning to people who needed you. I saw the silent ache no one asked about, not because no one cared, but because you have learned how to hide pain so well that even those near you sometimes do not know where to knock. My beloved child, I know the difference between what people saw and what you carried. I know the difference between your public strength and your private exhaustion. I know the difference between showing up and feeling whole. I know the difference between continuing and being healed. Do not confuse your ability to keep going with my desire for you to keep bleeding in silence. Your strength was real. I will not call it false. I saw the courage it took to get through days when your spirit felt thin. I saw you serve while weary, answer while burdened, smile while aching, and keep your tenderness alive when pain tried to close you. But strength was never meant to become a prison. Endurance was never meant to be the place where your heart is locked away. Do not despise the part of you that grew tired. Do not condemn the heaviness in your eyes, the tightness in your chest, the restless mind that keeps walking through rooms of memory after the day is done. I know how loneliness can become loud when everything around you finally becomes quiet. I know how the night can uncover what the daylight helped you postpone. I know how one small thought can open an old wound, how one unanswered question can press against your ribs, how one memory can make the room feel colder than it is. I am not afraid of that hidden place. I am not offended by what rises when you stop pretending. Bring me the pain as it is, not as you think it should sound. You do not have to explain it perfectly before I receive it. You do not have to organize every feeling, defend every tear, or make your sorrow understandable to me. I already know the roots beneath the surface. I know what happened, what was said, what was not said, what you hoped would change, what disappointed you, what embarrassed you, what frightened you, and what you still do not have language for. An honest heart does not need polished language. A whispered, "Father, it still hurts," can become the first opening through which healing begins. So tonight, let yourself be seen by me, not the version that performs peace, not the version that protects everyone from the truth of your weariness, not the version that says, "It was not that bad," when your chest has been carrying the weight of it all day. Let me see the part you have hidden, though I have already seen it with love. Being seen by me is not exposure unto shame. Being seen by me is the beginning of healing. For I do not look at your wound to accuse you. I look at it to touch it with mercy. I look at it to remind you that you were never alone in the moment it formed, and you are not alone now as it begins to heal. My beloved child, you do not have to be strong in my presence tonight. You do not have to pray with beautiful words. You do not have to feel brave before you come near. You do not have to gather explanations, arrange your emotions, or prove that your faith has not trembled. I am not measuring the steadiness of your voice. I am not waiting for you to sound spiritual enough to be held. I am not asking you to rise above your pain before you bring it to me. Come as you are, even if all you can offer is a tired breath, a quiet tear, or the simple confession, "Father, I am worn out." Do not despise your tears. Do not call your weariness failure. Do not punish yourself for needing comfort. Do not measure your worth by how well you endured today. Some days you endured with songs in your mouth, and some days you endured with silence. Some days you believed with open hands, and some days you believed while barely holding on. But your trembling did not cancel my love. Your questions did not drive me away. Your exhaustion did not make you less precious to me. A bruised reed I do not break. A faintly burning wick I do not put out. I draw near with tenderness, because I know how fragile the heart can feel when it has carried too much for too long. Let me hold what you cannot name. Let me sit with you in the ache without forcing you to explain it quickly. Let me touch the place you keep avoiding, not with harshness, not with impatience, not with the demand that you heal faster, but with the mercy of the one who already knows how the wound began. You may have learned to hide weakness from people who did not know how to hold it gently, but you do not have to hide it from me. I am near to the broken-hearted. I am close to the crushed in spirit. I do not stand far away from your sorrow and ask you to climb toward me. I come low. I come close. I meet you where the strength ran out. My beloved child, your tears are not wasted in my presence. I have seen each one. I have gathered what others missed. I know the tears you released and the tears you swallowed. I know the ones that came in the dark, the ones that burned behind your eyes in public, the ones that never fell because you had to keep functioning. Not one of them made you too much for me. Not one of them made me turn my face away. You may feel embarrassed by how deeply something hurt you, but I am not embarrassed by your heart. I made your heart tender. I know why certain words pierced it. I know why certain memories still return. I know why certain silences felt like rejection. I know the roots beneath the wound and the story behind the reaction. So stop standing at a distance from me as though weakness makes you unwelcome. Weakness can become the doorway to comfort. The place where you say, "I cannot carry this," can become the place where you discover that I can. The place where your voice breaks can become the place where my peace enters. The place where your strength ends is not the end of my care. Come to me, weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Not the shallow rest of pretending nothing happened, but the deeper rest of being held while healing begins. Do not perform for me tonight. Do not rehearse a version of yourself that sounds less needy. Do not hide the shaking part. Bring me the honest part, the tired part, the disappointed part, the part that still feels small, the part that wonders why it still hurts. I will not shame you for needing me. I will not accuse you for being human. I will not say, why are you still weak? I will say, come closer, my beloved child. Let me be your strength here. Let me be your shelter here. Let me carry you through the night. And as you come closer, I will lead you into deeper honesty. For the pain you have hidden does not frighten me. The wound you keep covering does not surprise me. The reaction you keep judging has roots, I understand. In the next place, bring me the wound you keep explaining away, and let pretending end where healing begins. My beloved child, bring me the wound you keep explaining away. Bring me the pain you keep making smaller so you will not have to feel the full weight of it. Bring me the thing you have dismissed with quiet sentences like, it was not that bad, others have it worse. I should be over this by now. Or, I cannot let anyone know, this still hurts me. I heard those sentences, and I know why you used them. You were trying to survive. You were trying to stay composed. You were trying to keep functioning. But minimizing pain does not heal it. Hiding a wound does not make it holy. Pretending it did not cut deeply does not make your heart stronger. Come closer. Let the truth be spoken softly in my presence. I know the rejection that made you question your worth. I know the grief that still rises at unexpected times. I know the betrayal that changed how easily you trust. I know the disappointment you keep trying to make peace with, the regret that visits you when the room becomes quiet, the fear about the future that presses against your chest, the exhaustion from caring for others, while no one notices how empty you feel, the loneliness that follows you even in a crowded life, and the words that were spoken long ago but still echo as if they were said today. I know the wound from being misunderstood. I know the ache of being overlooked. I know the sorrow of giving love and feeling unseen. Not one of these places is too hidden for me. Not one of them is too old. Not one of them is too complicated for my mercy. Do not shame yourself for still hurting. Do not say, I should be past this, when your heart is asking to be held. Do not accuse yourself for reacting to something that touched an old bruise. I will not look at you and say, why are you still hurting? I will not stand over your wound with impatience. I will not demand that you heal on a schedule created by fear, pride, or the expectations of people who do not know the whole story. I will say, bring me the place that still hurts, and let me love you there. Bring me the exact place, my beloved child, not the polished version, not the spiritual explanation, not the sentence that makes it sound smaller. Bring me the truth. Take a slow breath now. Let your heart become still enough to notice what has risen most strongly tonight. Do not try to surrender your whole life at once. Do not gather every memory, every worry, every burden, every unanswered question into one impossible pile. Just notice the one pain that is closest to the surface, the one that keeps returning, the one that tightened your chest today, the one you almost named and then swallowed. Picture it in your hands. Not as something you have to fix tonight, not as something you have to defend, but as something heavy that you no longer need to hide from me. Now place it in my hands. Slowly, honestly, with whatever words you have. Father, this is the wound. Father, this is the burden. Father, this is what I kept explaining away. Surrender is not denial. Surrender does not say the wound was small. Surrender does not pretend the betrayal did not matter, the grief did not ache, the rejection did not sting, the disappointment did not leave a mark, or the words did not echo. Healing does not say the wound was small. Healing says, my love is greater than the wound's final authority. Healing says pain may have touched you, but it does not get to name you. Healing says what happened was real, but it is not stronger than my mercy, not deeper than my presence, not more powerful than the love with which I hold you now. So let pretending end here. Let the explaining end here. Let the sentence, it was not that bad, become, Father, it hurt me, and I am bringing it to you. Let the sentence, I should be over this, become, Father, heal me patiently where I am still tender. Let the sentence, I cannot let anyone know, become, Father, you know, and I am safe with you. This is honest. Surrender. This is where the closed room opens. This is where the hidden place begins to breathe. And in the next place, as your hands become emptier, I will teach you to release the burdens that were never yours to save. My beloved child, now that you have named the wound, release the burdens that were never yours to save. Release the weight that came from trying to hold together what only I can hold. Release the pressure to manage every outcome, every response, every silence, every mood. every future, every fear. Much of the heaviness you carried today did not come only from pain. It came from pain wrapped in responsibility. It came from believing you had to fix what was broken, predict what was coming, protect everyone from discomfort, and keep every fragile thing from falling apart. But you were never created to be the savior of your own life. You were never created to be the savior of anyone else's heart. I am God, and you are my beloved child. Release the conversation you replayed again and again. Release the sentence you wish you had said differently. Release the look on their face that you kept trying to interpret. Release the silence that made you wonder where you stood. Release the apology you already brought to me. Release the guilt that keeps returning after repentance, as though my mercy were not enough to cleanse what you have already placed before me. Do not keep picking up what I have forgiven. Do not keep punishing yourself for what I have covered with grace. When you confess, I am faithful. When you return, I receive you. When you fall into my mercy, I do not push you back into shame. Release the person you cannot fix. Release the one you love deeply but cannot change by worry, cannot heal by exhaustion, cannot rescue by losing yourself. You can love people deeply without becoming their savior. You can care without carrying every mood as your assignment. You can be present without absorbing every sorrow as your identity. You can pray, speak truth, offer kindness, and still place them in my hands. Love is not control. Love is not the refusal to sleep until everyone else is whole. Love is not sacrificing your peace as proof of devotion. My beloved child, when you confuse love with control, your heart becomes tired in places I meant to keep tender. Remember Martha, carrying many cares, moving with anxious hands, serving with a divided heart, while Mary sat near me and listened. I did not despise Martha's service. I did not reject her labor, but I gently showed her that one thing was needed. Before the many tasks, before the many worries, before the urgent need to arrange everything, there was the place near my feet. Tonight, I am calling you there. Sit near me before you try to solve everything. Sit near me before you answer tomorrow in your mind. Sit near me before you rehearse another outcome. Sit near me before you carry another person's future as if it rests on your shoulders. Release tomorrow's unknowns. Release the appointment, the decision, the money concern, the family tension, the message you are waiting for, the door you hope will open, the door you fear may close. Tomorrow is not asking you to carry it tonight. I give daily bread for daily need. I give grace for the hour you are in. I do not ask you to live tomorrow's strength before tomorrow arrives. Let this night have its own mercy. Let this bed become a place of surrender instead of a place where your mind works through every possible fear. Say it slowly, my beloved child. Father, I give this to you. Hold what I cannot hold. Watch over what I cannot control while I sleep. Say it over the person. Say it over the memory. Say it over the unanswered question. Say it over the burden that keeps pressing against your chest. Father, I give this to you. Hold what I cannot hold. Watch over what I cannot control while I sleep. Night becomes peaceful when you stop confusing love with control. Rest begins when your hands open. Peace returns when you remember that I do not sleep, I do not forget, I do not abandon, and I do not lose sight of what you place in my care, so release it again. Not because it does not matter, but because it matters too much for your weary hands to carry alone. Let me carry what only I can carry. Let me guard what you cannot guard. Let me work where you cannot reach. And as you rest, I will begin healing the places in you that learn to hide beneath responsibility. My beloved child, as you release what your hands were never meant to save, know this. I am not only giving you rest for tonight, I am healing the places that learn to hide. I am entering the hidden rooms of your heart where fear sat quietly for years, where self-protection became a wall, where distrust learned to speak before hope could answer. I am not merely calming the surface while leaving the deeper ache untouched. I do not decorate a wounded heart and call it whole. I do not place soft words over deep pain and leave the roots tangled beneath the soil. I am changing you from within. I am healing what you hid. I know the places in you that learned to shut down before disappointment could reach them. I know the part of you that stops speaking when you feel misunderstood, not because you have nothing to say, but because somewhere along the way you learned that your words might not be received gently. I know the part of you that over-explains because you fear being misread. I know the part that expects abandonment before anyone is left, the part that apologizes for having needs, the part that smiles when the heart wants to cry, the part that says, "It is fine," while something inside is asking, "Will anyone stay if I tell the truth?" My beloved child, I do not condemn these patterns. I understand where they began. You learned some things while you were hurting. You learned to hide tenderness. You learned to measure the mood of a room. You learned to become small when love felt uncertain. You learned to prepare for rejection before rejection came. You learned to keep peace by swallowing pain. You learned to carry your needs quietly because you feared they would be too much. But what helped you survive in a wounded season was never meant to become your permanent home. The wall that protected you for a time can become a prison if you never let me touch it. The mask that helped you make it through the day can become heavy when you forget how to take it off. Come closer. I am not here to tear down your defenses with rough hands. I am here to heal the fear beneath them. I am changing you from within, not quickly for display, not loudly for applause, not in a way that makes you pretend you were never hurt, but patiently, like living water moving beneath the surface of dry ground. There are roots under the soil that no one sees, places where old words wrap themselves around your identity, places where rejection planted lies, places where disappointment made your hope cautious. I am going beneath the visible part of your life. I am touching the roots, not just the branches. I am sending warm rain into dry ground. I am softening what fear made hard. I am loosening what shame tied tightly. I am bringing life where you thought nothing could grow again. Do not despise the slow work. Roots grow in darkness before branches carry fruit in the light. Healing often begins in hidden places before it becomes visible in your reactions, your choices, your rest, your breathing, your ability to trust again. You may not see all I am doing tonight, but I am working. Even as your body grows still, even as your thoughts begin to quiet, even as sleep comes near, I am moving with tenderness in the rooms you were afraid to open. I am lighting a lamp in the dark room. I am showing you that what was hidden from people was never hidden from me. I am showing you that the room you feared was too messy for my presence is a room I have already entered with mercy. My beloved child, you are not the wound. You are not the rejection. You are not the day you failed. You are not the words someone spoke over you. You are not the silence that made you feel unwanted. You are not the mask you wore so others would not worry. You are not the version of yourself that reacted from pain, withdrew from fear, begged for reassurance, or tried to earn love by becoming easy to keep. You are mine. You are beloved. You are seen. You are held. You are being restored. Not because you performed well today, not because you hid the ache successfully, not because you carried everything without breaking, but because my love was yours before you knew how to be strong. Let me heal what you hid. Let me reach the place behind the smile. Let me enter the silence behind the shutdown. Let me touch the fear behind the over-explaining. Let me speak to the ache behind the apology. Let me hold the childlike place in you that still wonders whether love will stay. I will not mock that place. I will not rush it. I will not say, "You should know better by now." I will say, "You are safe with me. You can come out of hiding. You can breathe here. You can be honest here. You can need comfort here." I am healing what you hid, and healing does not mean I erase your story. It means I redeem what pain tried to claim. It means I teach your heart that the wound is not your name. It means I loosen the old reflex that expects loss, and I plant within you a quieter confidence that my love remains. It means the next time fear tells you to disappear, my spirit will gently remind you that you are allowed to be seen. The next time shame tells you to apologize for having needs, my kindness will remind you that you are my child, not a burden. The next time your heart wants to cry behind a smile, my presence will remind you that tears are welcome before me. So rest now under the work you cannot complete by striving. Let living water move beneath the surface. Let warm rain enter the dry ground. Let the lamp of my love stay lit in the room you once kept dark. I am not only helping you survive this night, I am restoring the hidden places that taught you to survive by hiding. I am changing you from within. I am healing what you hid. And in the next place, I will remind you that you are not the first weary child I have met in the night, and you are not outside the story of my faithful care. My beloved child, remember Hagar in the wilderness. Remember the woman who felt overlooked, pushed away, and alone with a future she did not know how to carry. She was not standing in a beautiful temple when I met her. She was not surrounded by people who understood her pain. She was in a hard place, a dry place, a place where rejection had followed her and fear had begun to speak loudly. Yet I saw her there. I saw the tears no one else treasured. I saw the life she carried. I saw the questions rising in her heart, and when she thought she had been forgotten, I revealed myself as the God who sees. So, when you feel unseen tonight, do not believe the darkness has hidden you from me. Do not believe that because people missed the ache, I missed it too. Do not believe that because someone walked past your pain, heaven walked past it also. I saw Hagar by the spring in the wilderness, and I see you in this quiet room. I see the part of you that wonders if anyone truly understands. I see the part that grew tired of asking to be noticed. I see the part that keeps carrying water for others while your own soul feels dry. You are not invisible to me. You are not forgotten in the wilderness. I am the God who sees, and tonight my seeing is not cold observation. It is mercy moving toward you. Remember David, my beloved child, who poured out his heart in the night. He did not always come with neat words and steady emotions. He came with grief, fear, confusion, longing, repentance, anger, trembling, and trust tangled together in the same prayer. He asked why his soul was cast down. He cried from the depths. He wondered how long the sorrow would last. He spoke of tears as his food, yet even in lament, he turned his face toward me. His honesty did not cancel his faith. His sorrow did not make him faithless. His questions became a doorway because he brought them into my presence instead of hiding them from me. So do not call your honest prayer failure. Do not think that faith only sounds calm. Sometimes faith sounds like, Father, I am afraid, but I am still here. Sometimes faith sounds like, I do not understand, but I am turning toward you. Sometimes faith sounds like tears on a pillow, silence before sleep, one whispered sentence when your strength is gone. Lament can still be worship when it reaches for me. Grief can still be faith when it refuses to let go of my hand. I am not offended by the trembling voice that comes to me in the dark. I have heard the songs of the night, the cries from caves, the prayers from hidden places, and I have never despised a broken and contrite heart. Remember Elijah under the tree, exhausted and overwhelmed, asking for the journey to end because his spirit was tired beyond words. I did not begin by rebuking him with thunder. I did not shame him for being weary after fire had fallen and fear had chased him into hiding. I let him sleep. I sent provision. I gave him food. I touched him gently. I knew that before he could hear the next instruction, his body needed rest and his soul needed tenderness. And later, when he stood in the cave, I was not in the wind that tore the mountains, not in the earthquake, not in the fire, but in the quiet voice that came close enough for his weary heart to hear. My beloved child, sometimes restoration begins more simply than you expect, not with a demand to be strong immediately, not with a harsh command to stop feeling what you feel, not with pressure to understand the whole journey tonight. Sometimes restoration begins with sleep. Sometimes it begins with a breath. Sometimes it begins with receiving daily bread, letting your body unclench, letting the quiet voice of my love become louder than the storm inside you. I know when you need correction, but I also know when you need tenderness. I know when your soul needs rest before it can rise. I know when the next holy step is not striving, but receiving. Remember Peter after failure, after denial, after the bitter tears that came when he realized what he had done. His regret was real, but regret did not have the final word. I looked toward him with mercy, even before he knew how to return. I met him again. I restored him again. I called him again. Failure did not erase belonging because my love had already moved toward him. And remember the prodigal son on the road home, rehearsing a speech of unworthiness, expecting distance, expecting the place of a servant, while the father was already watching, already running, already ready with embrace, robe, ring, and welcome. So if regret is lying beside you tonight, do not let it preach louder than mercy. Do not let yesterday's failure rename you. Do not let the sentence, I ruined everything, become stronger in your heart than my invitation, come home. Repentance is not a road back to rejection. It is a road back to my arms. I do not wait for you with crossed arms and a closed door. I move toward the returning child. I restore the one who weeps. I feed the one who is tired. I see the one who is hidden. I meet the one who is afraid. My beloved child, Your nighttime weakness is not outside the story of faith. I have always met my children in wilderness places, in caves, in failures, in tears, in lonely roads, beside springs, under trees, beside fires, behind locked doors, and in rooms where hope felt small. I have met them when they were running, when they were grieving, when they were ashamed, when they were confused, when they were too tired to pray beautifully. And I am meeting you tonight. Not because you have held everything together, not because you know what tomorrow will bring, not because you feel whole already. I am meeting you because you are mine. Let these stories become mirrors, not to compare your pain, but to remind your heart that I have never been absent from hidden places. The wilderness is not too remote for me. The cave is not too dark for me. The failure is not too final for me. The lonely road is not too long for me. The tears are not too many for me. I saw Hagar. I heard David. I restored Elijah. I turned toward Peter. I ran toward the prodigal. And tonight, I draw near to you with the same faithful love. Rest in this truth before the day fully closes. You are not strange for being weary. You are not abandoned because you are weak. You are not disqualified because you have cried in the night. You are part of a long story of beloved children who met me where strength ran out and discovered that I was already there. And in the next place, I will help you let this day end without carrying its pain into tomorrow. My beloved child, now let the day end without carrying its pain into tomorrow. Let this night become a holy closing, not a place where the wound keeps speaking, not a place where fear keeps rehearsing, not a place where your mind walks back through every moment searching for what could have been different. The day has had its time. The conversations have had their place. The ache has been seen. The burden has been named. Now breathe in my nearness. Breathe out the pressure to pretend. Breathe in the truth that I am with you. Breathe out the need to hold yourself together for one more hour. Come with me through the day, slowly and gently, not to accuse yourself, not to reopen every wound, but to place each hidden thing into my hands. Remember the moment that hurt, the moment when your heart tightened, when your smile stayed on your face, but something inside you sank, when you felt dismissed, misunderstood, unwanted, overlooked, or alone. Do not run from that moment now. Do not make it smaller. Hold it before me and say, I place this in your hands. I do not have to carry this into my sleep. I receive your peace in this place. Remember the sentence that stayed with you, the words someone spoke, the silence that felt like an answer, the message that did not come, the tone that cut deeper than others knew, the thought you kept replaying after everything became quiet. I heard it. I saw how it landed in you. I know the old place it touched. And I am here with you in that place now. Say it softly, my beloved child. I place this in your hands. I do not have to carry this into my sleep. I receive your peace in this place. Remember the fear that followed you through the day. The fear about tomorrow, the fear about money, the fear about health, the fear about being left, the fear about not being enough, the fear that something is slipping beyond your control. Do not let fear tuck itself beside you as though it belongs in your bed. Bring it into the light of my presence. I am Lord over tomorrow, before you ever arrive there. I am already present in the place your mind is afraid to enter. Say again, I place this in your hands. I do not have to carry this into my sleep. I receive your peace in this place. Remember the responsibility that drained you, the weight you carried for someone else, the problem you tried to solve, the emotion you absorbed, the peace you tried to keep, the future you tried to manage with tired hands. You can love without becoming crushed. You can care without becoming consumed. You can pray and release. You can trust me with what your love cannot fix. Place that responsibility before me now and say, I place this in your hands. I do not have to carry this into my sleep. I receive your peace in this place. And remember the ache you never voiced, the one no one asked about, the one you swallowed because the day kept moving, the one that sat quietly beneath your words, beneath your tasks, beneath your careful strength. I know it. I do not need you to explain it perfectly. I do not need you to dress it in language that sounds strong. Just bring it as it is. Let it rest in my hands. I place this in your hands. I do not have to carry this into my sleep. I receive your peace in this place. If your heart is ready, write, tonight I release hidden pain and receive God's peace as a small act of faith, not to perform healing, not to prove that you are strong, but to let your own heart hear the truth you are choosing in my presence. Tonight you release hidden pain. Tonight you receive my peace. Tonight the day closes in my hands. And if the burden returns, do not be ashamed. Release is not a one-time performance. If the thought comes back, release it again. If the fear rises again, breathe and place it in my hands again. If the ache whispers in the dark, answer softly with trust. I am still here. My mercy has not moved. My peace has not run out. Let the day end here, my beloved child. Let tomorrow remain with me until morning. Let your body rest. Let your mind quiet, and let your heart prepare to receive peace like a lamp within your chest. My beloved child, now receive. Do not only empty your hands and leave them open in fear. Empty hands, in my presence, are not abandoned hands. They are ready hands. They are hands I can fill with peace, with mercy, with quiet strength, with the assurance that you are not alone in the dark. You have released what you were not meant to carry, and now I want you to receive what you were always meant to live from. Receive my peace, not as a prize for perfect faith, not as a reward for holding yourself together, but as a gift from the Father who loves you before you perform, before you explain, before you wake and try again. Let my peace become like a lamp within your chest, not a loud flame that demands attention, not a fire you must keep alive by striving, but a steady light placed by my own hand in the hidden room of your heart. Let it glow where fear has been sitting. Let it shine where shame has been whispering. Let it warm the place that felt cold from being unseen. My peace does not need the whole world to become quiet before it can enter you. My peace can dwell in you while questions remain unanswered, while tomorrow still holds responsibilities, while some conversations are still unfinished, while some wounds are still tender. I give peace that the world cannot give, and I keep what the world cannot keep. Tonight, while your body rests, I remain awake. While your eyes grow heavy, my eyes are upon you with love. While the room becomes still, my presence stands guard over you. I am not distant from this bed, this pillow, this breath, this tired mind, this tender heart. I am near. I watch over the door of your thoughts. I watch over the ache you placed in my hands. I watch over the future that tried to frighten you. My love does not sleep when you sleep. My mercy does not fade when you are no longer strong enough to think clearly. You can rest because I do not stop being faithful when you stop being awake. Receive this truth again, my beloved child. You are seen, you are held, you are not forgotten, you are not too much, you are not behind, you are not disqualified by the pain you carried quietly. You are not weak because you needed comfort. You are not a burden because your heart has wounds. You are mine, you are beloved, you are guarded, you are known by name. Your tears have not been wasted, your prayers have not been ignored. Your pain will not be the end of your story. Tomorrow may still ask for your attention. Tomorrow may bring responsibilities, decisions, conversations, work, waiting, and ordinary tasks that require your hands. But you will not meet tomorrow alone, and you do not have to meet it from the same hidden heaviness. I will be there in the morning before your feet touch the floor. I will be there in the first breath, in the first thought, in the first moment when your heart remembers what was heavy. I will give daily bread for the day that comes. I will give mercy for the hour you enter. I will not ask tonight's tired heart to carry tomorrow's grace before tomorrow arrives. So stop striving now. Let your shoulders lower. Let your jaw soften. Let your heart unclench beneath my care. You do not have to earn rest. You do not have to explain why you need it. You do not have to reach perfect peace before you are allowed to sleep. Receive rest as a child receives a blanket, as dry ground receives rain, as a dark room receives a lamp. Let my love cover you gently. Let my peace settle deeply. Let my voice be the final voice over this day. I am here. I am with you. I am holding what you released. I am filling what you opened. Sleep under my care, my beloved child, and let the lamp of my peace remain within your chest. Now pray with me softly, my beloved child, not as one performing before heaven, but as one resting in the arms of the Father. Father, I come to you at the end of this day. I bring you the pain I hid today, the tears I swallowed, the words I did not say, the fears I carried, and the burdens that made my heart tired. I bring you the smile I wore when my heart was heavy. I bring you the quiet ache I could not explain. I bring you the moments when I felt unseen, misunderstood, forgotten, or alone. I bring you the thoughts that followed me into the night, The memories that tried to rise again, the questions that did not find answers, and the places in me that became weary from pretending I was fine. Father, I stop pretending in your presence. I do not need to be impressive before you. I do not need to make my pain sound smaller. I do not need to explain my tears until they become acceptable. You already know. You already saw. You already understood the weight before I had words for it. So tonight I lay down the need to appear strong. I lay down the fear of being too much. I lay down the habit of hiding what needs. Your healing. I come as I am, tired and tender, but loved. I come as your child, not as a burden, not as a disappointment, not as someone who must earn a place near you. Father, I give you what I cannot fix. I give you the relationships I cannot repair by striving. I give you the outcomes I cannot control. I give you the people I have tried to carry in my own strength. I give you the future that frightened me, the responsibilities that drained me, the conversations that replayed in my mind, and the uncertainty I kept trying to solve before sleep. I release the people I cannot change. I release the doors I cannot open. I release the answers I cannot force. I release the timing I do not understand. I release every burden that was never mine to save. I trust you to work while I sleep. I trust you to move in places my hands cannot reach. I trust you to guard what I surrender. I trust you to speak where I cannot speak, heal where I cannot heal, and provide where I cannot provide. I trust that your love does not become inactive when my eyes close. I trust that your mercy does not weaken in the night. I trust that while I rest, you remain faithful, watchful, near, and kind. Father, hold what I cannot hold. Carry what I cannot carry. Heal what I cannot heal in myself. Tonight, I declare that my mind is covered by peace. My thoughts do not belong to fear. My imagination does not belong to dread. My memories do not have permission to steal my rest. The peace of God stands guard over my mind like a quiet lamp in a dark room. My heart is guarded by love. Shame will not be the final voice over me. Regret will not lie beside me as my companion. Rejection will not rename me. I am covered by the love of the Father, and His love is stronger than the ache I carried quietly. I declare that this room is filled with your presence. This bed is not a place of fear. This night is not a place of torment. This silence is not empty, because you are here. Your presence surrounds me. Your hand is upon me. Your peace settles over me like a blanket. My sleep is not stolen by fear. My rest is protected by the one who never sleeps. Tomorrow is held by your hands before I ever enter it. The morning is not waiting for me without mercy. Grace is already there. Provision is already there. Your faithfulness is already there. Father, heal the hidden places while I rest. Touch the wound beneath the smile. Touch the fear beneath the control. Touch the grief beneath the silence. Touch the tired place that has carried too much for too long. Let your love reach the rooms in me that learn to hide. Let your peace wash through my thoughts. Let your kindness remind my heart that I am safe with you. I receive rest now, not because everything is finished, but because you are faithful. I receive peace now, not because I understand everything, but because I am held by you. And before I sleep, I speak this over my heart. Before I sleep, I release the pain I hid all day. I am seen by God, held by God, healed by God, and covered in His peace. Say it again, slowly, my beloved child. Before I sleep, I release the pain I hid all day. I am seen by God, held by God, healed by God, and covered in His peace. Now rest. Let the day close in my hands. Let your breathing slow. Let your body soften. Let your heart stop reaching for what I am already holding. You are safe in the arms of the Father. You are not alone in this night. You are not unseen in your pain. You are not forgotten in your healing. Sleep under my peace, my beloved child, and let my love be the final word over you. If this prayer helped you lay something down tonight, like this video so it reaches another tired heart, subscribe for more nightly prayers, and leave your prayer request below. I will be believing with you for peace, healing, and rest in the places you have carried quietly.